Hi friends, it's Marcy here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Southwestern Ontario, Canada, and I'd like to thank you for pressing play on today's video. I apologize for being late. My YouTube said that live streaming was not available. So I don't know what was going on. So I had to go out and back in. So let's just see. Go out here. Please say hello when you join me. Let me know where you're coming from. I'd love to know where my viewers are in the world. I'm just trying to bring you back up on my iPad. It is Monday. Whoops, I forgot to turn the volume off. It's Monday. What can I say? You can only laugh. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. There we go. Brad, Maisie, and I were in Port Elgin this weekend for their Pumpkin Fest, and it was hot and fabulous. It was so much fun. It was their 40th anniversary for the Pumpkin Fest. So it was huge. There were hundreds and hundreds of cars. The winning pumpkin way off was somebody from, were they from Port Elgin? I can't remember, but their pumpkin was over 1,900 pounds. That is just unbelievable. Okay. Hello, Amy. So enough of that blabbering. FedEx has let me down yet again. I do apologize. I was supposed to be doing my unboxing for the November online exclusives for customers. As a demonstrator, we can order them now. It's our pre-order, which is one of the many, many perks of being a demonstrator. So let me just segue into, there are two amazing offers. So let's see if we can get both of them in. So you can either choose option one, which is pay $48 here in Canada and choose $165 worth of products. There's never any shipping charged to the starter kit. Or option two is pay $135 and choose $252 worth of products. So really it's whatever fits your budget at the moment. And then once you are a demonstrator, you can place orders for up to starting at 20% off all your products. When you are a demonstrator and they have a special, Stampin' Up has a special, or there's items on the clearance, last chance rack list, you can get those items as well at your 20% discount. It does go up. I'm lucky that I have 25% discount. And who doesn't love a discount on their products? So I was scrambling this morning. We got home last night. My order was not here. It's still stuck in Manitoba. I believe it is a clearance delay. They always use that excuse. It's been there. Yes, it's in Winnipeg. They use that excuse every time. Clearance delay. It's been there since Thursday morning. Marcy's not a happy camper. But making cards and sharing inspiration with you makes me happy. So this morning I was quickly like, all right, what haven't I used? I haven't used the winter scenes. This is part of the September online exclusive release. An adorable little stamp set. I'm using sentiment from the Jolly Delivery. This is from the Holiday Mini and the traditional wreath. This is also the Holiday Mini. And then I used the Party Banner dies. Love these things. And then some of the shiny red, real red shiny ribbon from the Holiday Mini. So this is, let's get this out of the way. This is the cute little card we're creating. And here's my inside. So cute. It came together so quickly. So I have everything die cut and ready to go, embossed. This embossing folder is ginormous. So what I did was I cut it down and like so. I lined it up so that I would have approximately the same amount on either side of my wreath there. And then we've got our die cut, and then I've always got an extra one in case I mess up. So let's get started. We have our lovely cabin in the woods. I am not ready for that at all. The snow, goodness no. Basic gray. So I'm going to bring in, I stamped it first in the tuxedo black, and I thought that was very harsh. Very, very harsh. So I thought, let's go with the basic gray. And I'm just straightening that up a little bit. And I am centering it as best as possible. Okay, now this will lighten a bit as it dries, because right now it looks almost identical to the black, but once it dries, let me put it right beside. Can you see the color difference, the depth? So I didn't want that deep black. Okay, and on the inside, I have this lovely winter scene with a stream. So on the original card, I've put it on the right side. Let's put it on the left side here. So let's get that out of the way. And grab our stamp. And this is going to be stamped off a smidge off the cardstock. So I'm bringing it down here because I want my trees at the bottom. There we go. I've got even less of a scene there than the original, but that's okay. And then my Merry Christmas and Happy Wishes. I don't have a coordinating blog post with all of my measurements and products yet, as I was scrambling. And I was working on my holiday head start as well, because that is next week. So I was trying to get so many things done at once. All right, let's just flip that over because we're going to be coloring a little bit. Now I'm pulling out my Stampin' Up watercolor pencils, because I didn't want, like, these images are pretty tiny, and I didn't want to have a little heavy handed, messy look. So if I bring in my watercolor pencils and just light, I'm going oh so light for that. So that was cherry cobbler. This is pecan pie. So I am going super light now. For this, technically I should have been using watercolor paper, as well as Stays On ink, because I'm going to be bringing in my blender pen. But if you're gentle, careful, and you don't overwork it, you're fine. If you try to overwork it when you're kind of smoothing out that color, you're going to end up with pilling and smudging that water-based ink. But because I'm just going oh so lightly when I go over, I'm hoping that I'm going to be okay. So I'm going to take the Balmy Blue, because we don't have a pool party. And I want a little distinction along here for that snow. So it's just, oh my gosh, it is so light. You can't barely see it in the camera, but it's there. And then I've got my garden green, and anywhere on my tree that maybe that spruce tree is showing through, I've got those little lines to kind of direct me. I'm going to add a bit of green so that it looks a little different. Not all that dark gray color. Oh, and I want to take just ever so lightly across there and there, across that roof. Just super duper light. So then we're going to take our blender pen, and you can see there's some lines, very slight, but if I very light and gentle, I'm not overworking it, because I don't want to make a muddy mess. I'm just, the liquid that is in this blender pen is just going to move that color a little bit. I'm going to smooth it out, fill it in. And then to clean your blender pen, you just, excuse me, wipe it on your scratch paper. And then we're going to do that door. And the roof line. And the snow. And then I'm coming in here with the green. And it's just adding that little tiny hint of subtle color so that it's not just this dark. So there we've got our colored image for that. Now let's do our ground here. So we are going to bring in the crushed curry, because these are dried grasses along the stream. So they are a little yellowy, because any ground that would be showing through your snow would not be green for sure. Definitely not be green. So let's come in here with our green just to add a little bit. And this bit of the tree there. Okay, make sure it's clean. Do the green first. Really very subtle. And a soft hint of color. And then let's go in with our blender pen for the yellow grasses. And then let's add some water to the stream. Oh, I missed right there. So let's add a bit of yellow there. Okay, so there we have a lovely little insert piece. Let me move this light a little closer. All right, I am going to take my light balmy blue, and I'm just going to very lightly underline, and then I'm going to take my blender pen because I don't want it to look like a smudgy. I want it to be a subtle, highlighty color, just to make the words pop a bit more off of that. And then I'm taking my color lifter and just kind of smooshing that around. I'm going to set that aside. And let's bring in all our bits now. Okay, now I can look at comments. You love Christmas cards, and I'm trying to see comments here. You love Christmas cards. This one is so amazing. Oh, thank you. Sometimes the brain is just working and comes up with something. Other times, not so much. Other times, it is a struggle. Okay, I think I need to lift a bit more color here. It's a little heavy right there. There. I think that'll dry nicely. Move that to the side. And I've got brand new glue bottle, so I have to be careful. So which way? The inside of the wreath is kind of irregular. So you decide which way you want it. And I think I want it this way here, where this little area here, it's kind of on a slant from right to left. So that's the way I'm going to glue that down. And red and green, perfect traditional Christmas colors. And I will be pulling out my Wink of Stella because I do love it. And I think it adds that little bit extra to the wreath card front. And so just a little color goes a long way when you are creating something like this. I mean, yes, it looks very serene and peaceful without any color. Come on, pick up. There. It looks nice without any, if that's the look you're going for. But I wanted just that little bit extra look, that extra something something. So that's why adding just that titch of color ever so lightly. You can go with watercolor pencils. You can go quite heavy. You can mix your watercolor pencils with Stampin' Blends. Okay, let's put the lid on that. And, oh, there we are. So Wink of Stella. I have gone along and all of the little, excuse me, embossed berries have Wink of Stella on them. And my camera is just, oh, kind of, there we go. Trust me, in person, it's so pretty and glittery, especially with that red ribbon. So I'm going to come in. I'm doing this first before I put my image layer on so that I can color all of them and not run the risk of making a mess once I go to put my image layer over top. The up to 30% off kits started today. It goes for 3 days, today till Wednesday, Monday to Wednesday. Up to 30% off kits. So be sure to check out the kits collection in the online store. So as a demonstrator, besides that, if the kit was 30% off, if I was to buy a kit that was 30% off, I would get another 25% off of that with my demonstrator discount. Or you would get another 20% off depending on what your discount is. How awesome is that? Is that not a good enough reason to give Stampin' Up! A try? You could add some of those kits to your starter kit and it would go even further because they are on sale. So now you can see them, the dots. Oh, so pretty. Yes, using basic gray for a softer touch always. It just makes it so much, just that little bit more, less harsh. You could even go smoky slate. You could go crumb cake. If you're doing no line watercoloring, you could do basic beige, gray granite. You choose. It's up to you. It's your creation. Grabbing my reverse tweezers so that I can see exactly. And I'm looking to make sure my sides are fairly even. You know, close enough is good enough. We're not looking for perfection. This is handmade from the heart. All right, now we're going to create a lovely bow before I add any Wink of Stella to the card image there. Now this has got, one side is not shiny, it's just shiny on the one side. So to get your both tails, you can see here, the center's not shiny. So to get the both tails to be shiny, you just have to zhuzh it a bit. See, that's how it would look. Whereas one side is shiny, the other isn't, right here where it's backwards. So what I like to do when I'm making a bow like this, I'm going to stick. I have little hands. I am small in stature, so this is what works for me. So I'm going to put my thumbs in, but then I'm going to take this and I'm going to, because you can see on the back how that's the shiny piece, I'm going to rotate that and then I'm going to kind of grab it here. So I've got my tail between my fingers so that when I pull, I'm holding on. See, I'm holding on. This is just what Marcy does because she's persnickety. You do you. If you don't care, that is absolutely fine. And I'm just pulling, I'm holding my tails so that my loops don't get too small. So there is my lovely bow. Now I've got a lot of waste here, but I'm not going to throw that out because I can then use that for something else. So then I'm just going to snip. So I could easily take that, fold it, and add it. If you didn't want to do a bow, you could take just a little snippet and add it to your card front like so. That's super cute as well. So don't throw those little bits out because there's always a use for them. And we're just going to snip that. That looks like that side is just a smidge long. And then we're going to grab our glue dots. And because it's a little bit bigger, I'm grabbing 2 glue dots. So, oh, cat hair. There. I am placing one on top of the other. And you see that? There's 2 there. So they're just slightly overlapping so that I've got a bit wider area. Is that going to show? Not really. There. So I've got a bit wider area for that ribbon to catch onto. See, it covers more real estate right there so that I can put that pretty bow right like so. All right, now we're going to, because I'm done touching for the most part, I am going to come in and I'm going to add Wink of Stella to all those white parts, all that snow, because if the sun is shining and hitting that snow, it's going to sparkle like diamonds. And we can go at the top as well. You can add just so that if it's frosty, it just adds that little bit. It's the little tiny details that you do that really can bring your card to life. Show all that extra little effort you put in. Your recipient is going to be like, oh my gosh, what a gorgeous card. I can't believe they thought so much of me to really go all out just for little old me. And bring that down there, across there. And then we're going to open the inside. And we're going to do the same on the inside because why not? Make it pretty, make it sparkle. especially these trees in the background, these long dark ones. And of course our little stream has to have a bit of sparkle to it. You could go crazy bananas adding that to wherever you want. It's just such a little detail that really does make a difference. So let's see if we can't. Trust me, it's there. And there on the front. Come on, camera, pick it up. Oh, look at that. You can see there on that angle. You can see the glitter. Oh, so pretty. So that is today's card. I hope I have inspired you. Don't forget to say hello. Leave me a comment. Show me some love. Give me a thumbs up. It really does help with the algorithm. YouTube will then promote my content and help me grow my channel. Have a great day, you guys. I hope I've inspired you. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I look forward to my pre-order arriving at some point in time. And then when it does, I will go live. All right. See you next time.